Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Office Hours, episode 870 or so. We are blessed because we didn't count some of the early ones, but definitely 870 or more. And I'm blessed to have two of the finest co-hosts in the business of digital media. My friend Bart Berkey, the double B, not Blaine Bartlett, but Bart Berkey. And he, as you know, understands better than anyone. Most people don't. Living the empty mile. Bart Berkey, welcome to Office Hours.
Thank you, Dave. Nice to see you, and good morning to your listeners and viewers.
You got it. And of course, we are elevated by the presence of the amazing Poonam Bukhar. She is an advocate for anybody who has experienced marital trauma, divorce, as well as a philanthropist with her own wheelchair blanket company. She is a dear friend and a co-host of the show. Welcome, Poonam Bukhar.
Thank you, David. It's a pleasure being here. Hi, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, we're going to have a little bit of a conversation before Tony comes on into our green room. We're here at the Masters. Been here for over 30 years, and it is like none other. And it's interesting when people have bucket list items, what they will prioritize or not prioritize, determined upon their own mindset. Some people will prioritize it to the point where they put themselves into debt, emotional, physical, financial debt to reach their bucket list items. And other people, it's the exact opposite. They never get to their bucket list items. They're not willing to make those types of investments. Both of you have helped people to achieve their bucket list items. And I was curious where you saw the difference between those people that are willing on one side to sacrifice everything for their bucket list and those people that just would rather have a bucket list and will never get to it. Poonam, we'll start with you if you don't mind. Ladies first.
No, I think clarity is number one. And I think most people that I've experienced that are willing to sacrifice certain things have had experiences in their life that where they've come to recognize the gift that we've been given. And it's something in my own life and other people that I've coached that they don't take for granted. It's a gift that's been given and they have that clarity. And it's more of an attitude of we have one life to live, so give it all that you can.
Very good, Bart.
Yeah, it's not a dress rehearsal. And as you were just asking that question, David, and these are not pre-rehearsed or pre-shared, I was just thinking about my father. My father died about 11 years ago. He was 82 years old. And what he did, he saved up money to make sure that my mother was safe and secure after he passed. He would not really splurge on himself. He would work 2 or 3 jobs. He was an art teacher. He was a blacksmith, a silversmith. But he would not do things for himself because all he was concerned about that my mother would be taken care of as we were getting older. And that's it. And I think I think he missed out a little bit because he didn't pursue his bucket list. He did things, of course, that were fun, but I knew he wanted to be able to do more, and yet he was holding himself back. And if I had to give him advice now, if he was still living, in the lesson that he shared with me, I think by watching this, it's like, don't wait. Right? Don't wait because you don't know when things are going to change. Don't wait because you don't know when your computer screen is going to crash or you're going to go on mute. Right? Don't wait. It's not a dress rehearsal. Pursue what you can within reason and making sure that you are fulfilling your destiny, your hopes, your dreams, while not, of course, not hurting anyone else. Just a thought. Did I scare you, Poonam? Did you think?
No, I think I was just thinking about asking for help. When we have objectives, and this is in the financial literacy space, my mind went to, you can have it all. You can take care of your spouse when you pass, and you can spend your time on bucket list or prioritizing bucket list items and still be able, and it really to me is a matter not only of mindset, but financial literacy. And, I know a lot of blue collar workers don't seek help from those people that are knowledgeable about how to build those type of objectives financially. If you're working two jobs and doing the things and putting the effort in. And, it's so interesting because, my grandfather came from the Depression, sold tires out of the back of a truck, and then saved up to build his own hardware store in Akron, Ohio, Barberton to be exact. And his goal was to retire at 65 and put his kids through graduate school because the fetus wasn't fully. My grandfather dropped out of high school because of the Depression, and his kids were going to graduate school. So his objective was, and he retired, sold his business on the day he was 65. And he read Rich Dad, Poor Dad before it was written, right? He had a 2-bedroom apartment, and his wife my grandmother was a social worker, but never overspent. He saved 10% of everything he ever made. And that's how he was going to do it. If he made $1, 10 cents went into his piggy bank. If he made $1,000, $100 went into savings. So he could retire when he was 65, but he never sought financial help. And so he kept things simple. Now, he achieved his goals, but now in reflection, when I looked at how much money he had saved and how he had saved it in his savings account with no interest, I'm thinking the guy from the time he was, 17 years old and dropped out of high school till 65, that would have been quite an amount of money. So the lesson in there is, a lot of times we not only have to have the mindset to achieve certain objectives and still but you have to have the financial ability. If you're living hand to mouth, it's difficult to think about coming to the Masters as a bucket list item. And so understanding there are people in things out, and I'm still learning myself. I work with a tax architect right now and had no idea how many millions of dollars I've wasted because I hadn't asked for help. Millions. In fact, the guy who's helping me guaranteed every year to save me over $3 million every single year. And I'm 58 years old. So, even if it's just till I'm 65, that's $21 million. And even my wife will be well taken care of.
Yeah. And David, along those lines, what I've learned from you and from Andrew Cordell and from Jenny as an example, that you don't need to be making hundreds of millions of dollars to set up a tax structure. Right? It's something that a teacher could be doing. It's something that an entrepreneur should be doing. It's something that the gentleman mowing my lawn right now, I'm blessed to have someone mowing my lawn so I can talk to you, but that they could be doing that. And that I think was a misconception that I had, that I needed to be making hundreds of millions of dollars to be able to set up ways of protecting myself and investing and having that structure. And that's not the case. So David, you helped teach me that. So thank you.
You got it. Well, we got our guest coming here. Chuck Hayworth is in the house. So spring break is causing our guest to be moved around. But Chuck Hayworth is here. We're going to bring him on. We are blessed to have him in the house. There he is. Chuck Hayworth is the founder and chief of operations at Real Medical Meals System. And he has a new book that came out. Not a new book. His old book is The Chef's Recovery, Years of Painful and Slow Recovery, motivated Chuck to find a better way to fight his dis-ease. Welcome, my friend, Chuck Hayworth, to Office Hours, episode 887 or so.
Wow, 887. Congratulations on that. Thank you so much for having me this morning.
Yeah, thanks for being here. And with that beautiful Wake Forest accent, you belong here at the Masters. We'll be hearing that wonderful accent. Well, you're a survivor in many senses of the word, and your profession, your passion, all are aligned with what I believe is the missing component in America and around the world, which is food has always been medicinal, and in America especially, our food creates disease. And it's people like you that are shifting that understanding and practice for so many people's. You wrote your book 12 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, unless they have a typo.
That's right.
A lot has changed in understanding what you seem to have understood from surviving cancer 25 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, everything in cancer has changed. Research, treatments, options for patients. But besides that, we know a lot more about our bodies, about the human body than we did, say, 26 years ago when I was first diagnosed, and 25 years ago when I became a survivor. And so it is definitely a changing world when it comes to the view of food as well, and how food is involved in, and nutrition is involved in the healing process. But not just that, it truly is amazing that we're back to the point in this country where here in the South, the old timers, we used to call them, they used to say, you are what you eat. And it's so true. You are what you eat. What we take into our bodies has a direct impact on whether or not we have that inflammation reaction that our bodies have when we take in inappropriate foods, processed foods, seed oils, and things that we know now cause severe intestinal discomfort and inflammation within the gut. We know a lot more about the gut microbiome. I myself am a rare stomach cancer survivor. So as a chef, it was like a death sentence to get something like that handed down to you, because here I was half a lifetime ago in my 20s, living my life to its fullest in food service operations. And I had been in kitchens since I was 14 years old. So I had been in kitchens for almost a decade before being diagnosed. And when that happened, it was just an incredible change in everything that I had to do. And the book curtails my journey from liquid diet all the way up to reincorporating solid foods, grass-fed and pasture-raised and wild-caught seafoods, and everything from bone broths, miso, and ferments, all the way up to vegetarian and vegan cuisine, and then finally back to solid foods. And things have changed since I wrote the book. I wrote the book using the recipes that in previous decades had helped me heal my body and help me heal the cells and keep my body healthy. And things have changed since then as well, because we know about, I'm currently writing a book about seasonal eating and the seasonality of ingredients and diversifying your gut microbiome, and knowing that the gut microbiome is our second brain in our body that processes the food and that either causes, as I said before, the inflammation that leads to disease from within the gut, or can actually help prevent that type of diagnosis with anyone else. So for 26 years, it's been my goal with my clients and with folks that reach out all over the world to use that platform to help combat the inflammation that causes these diagnoses and these rare diagnoses in our fellow human beings. So it's been a tremendous accomplishment.
That is beautiful. Poonam, I know.
Chuck,
go ahead.
First of all, congratulations. Thank you for what you do. And
Thank you.
The story's amazing. And I can relate from a small point of view of having an autoimmune, being told to take medication my whole life. I'm on 0 meds because of the food and managing it on my own. And I know there's a lot of people with autoimmunes as well that deal with this. But
Absolutely.
My question is, healthcare system just dishes out medication like candy. Do you feel that in the upcoming years, the gap between healthcare and food is going to get bridged because of the knowledge that we have, or are we going to continue this crazy system we have now?
Yes, ma'am. I believe wholeheartedly that what we're about to see is a big change worldwide. Wherever you lean politically worldwide, the biggest move that's been made in medical history was when Kennedy came to office as an independent point of view And he came and he brought with him an independent point of view, but that a lot of us agree with, that the food that we take into our bodies can harm and hinder us, but it can also be a part of our medical treatment. Every day of my life for 26 years, when I first started, I started with caregivers and my fellow cancer patients. And we started eating differently. We started working together and holding each other accountable. In many cases, I was cooking for those patients, those cancer patients. And that has since snowballed, by the way. I have clients now that have autoimmune, and they are able to come off of their medicines and really begin to heal their gut microbiome using the foods that are seasonal within their diets that I cook for them. So I really believe that food is about to be that missing piece of the healthcare chain, and nutrition is about to be that missing piece of the healthcare chain. It's only been brought to the attention of the general public by having kind of the shakeup in Washington, D.C., and with the American food system here in our country kind of getting shook up a little bit by having that differentiation in thought pattern. Remember, the traditional thought patterns are what brought us to where we are now in the in the United States, which is, that we have a quarter of the population that's obese, many people being diagnosed in older generations. 1 out of every 4 is being diagnosed with some type of rare disease, autoimmune, cancer, renal and kidney issues, etc. We have to really work to combat this within our society. And in a lot of ways, it starts around the dinner table. And so I really believe wholeheartedly that we've got to return to that point of view. Not only, no matter where you stand politically in the world, we need to return to the point of view of taking a look at what is effective within nutrition and within food and within the food system. And one of the ways we do that is we look to the blue zones, and we see people living in the blue zones being areas where people live well into their hundreds. We're taking a look at what their diets look like and applying that within our practices. In my case, in my medical meals practice, and the longevity diets of these individuals, and how can we apply that to the general public in the United States. So I really believe by the time we get to 2030, it'll be less about medicating individuals and more about how do we begin to heal our bodies using the food that is available to us. Not on the local side, it's particularly helpful, but what is available to us within the supermarkets and within the supply chains that is affordable and oftentimes more affordable than, say, a prescription drug that's been written by the doctors, that can assist in the similar ways in combating that type of inflammation. And I really believe that food is going to be a part of that. Food is going to play a role. It may take us getting into the 2030s to get that point of view seen by our leaders and by our society. But like I said before, in these parts in the South where I live, you are what you eat is a phrase that our grandparents and great-grandparents used to tell us. And it really holds true to the whole pillar of what I do.
And they started frying everything.
Absolutely. And then we switched from tallow and healthy oils to seed oils.
Yeah, Chuck, I know we're running out of time, so I have a question for you, a final question for you. You had mentioned that you, as a chef, a former chef, I guess you're always a chef, that you were cooking for cancer patients, which is brilliant. And so I'm just thinking, if someone that I know was going through something and someone was preparing the food for me, then it would be easier for them to be able to eat that. I'm thinking back, I tried the Whole30 a couple of years ago, and I had some great success with it because my wife was preparing the food, God bless her, in giving it to me. It made it very easy. I think most people know that you should not be eating what's in a box, not in a can. Kind of sounds like a Dr. Seuss rhyme. But yet still people are eating processed. Yet we know better. And there's documentaries about the blue zone, and there's people like you that are sharing. Why do you think people still are not changing what they eat? Even though they know it's not good to eat canned and boxed and prepared and processed.
That's a fantastic question that I get all the time, even from medical professionals. How do I keep my patients from switching back? I think that a lot of people really don't realize it's more about affordability. It's more about food supply and affordability. It's also another reason why people switch to boxes and cans is they're looking at their budget and they're saying this is what I can afford. That's number one. Number two, I think it's also a situation where people are looking for comfort in their food. So they're looking to that food as comfort because maybe of the exterior stresses in their lives, they're turning to this type of food for comfort, and
Yeah,
oftentimes that's in the form of a
perhaps they
can of
don't feel
food or
well
something like that.
already, right? They might not feel well already. They're perhaps overweight, and they're
Exactly.
eating something that is going to make them feel a little bit better temporarily, even though they know it's not good in the long run. Well, thank you for
Precisely.
answering that.
So yeah, what I like to do, honestly, is I like to take from their ideas of comfort food like that, let's say it's mac and cheese, right? And we take baby steps with clients because the doctors and dietitians will often tell clients, hey, here's a list of what you need to set your goals at to formulate into your diet, right? So then it's up to me to discern that information as their private chef and say, okay, I'm going to make you a mac and cheese, but we're going to do it. We're going to mix in a little butternut squash. We're going to mix in some vegetables into that, some broccoli and that kind of thing that we're going to slow cook in some bone broth that's more gut healthy and gut friendly and will help them in the long run to heal their bodies slowly.
Got it. Make it comfort food more comfortable and more healthy. Awesome. Thank you, Chuck.
And
David, over to you.
Absolutely. And I'm currently writing a book about that too. So we're really excited about that one. I'll have to come on and go over that one again too.
You are welcome to come back anytime.
I would love it. Thank you so much for having me this morning, and y'all have a great rest of your day.
Well, thank you so much. And one of the other things I wanted to add is in all aspects of life, the unfortunate human aspect or nature is the simple things to do are simple not to do. And unfortunately, that causes recidivism to all types of habitual negative interfering habits that stop us from living to our potential. But it takes great stewards of health like Chuck Hayworth to help us all elevate the awareness. He's the founder and chief of operations at Real Medical Meals Systems. Please come back and let us know when that book is ready. But you're welcome back anytime. We'll see you when we get over to North Carolina as well.
Absolutely. Y'all are welcome anytime here in the Tar Heel State. We'd love to see you. Thank you so much, David. Thank you all for having me.
Thank you.
Take care. Have a great day, y'all. Bye-bye.
realmedicalmeals.com. realmedicalmeals.com if you want to learn more about Chuck.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Have a great day. All right. The universe always provides us the right people at the right time. And we had a different type of show today, but we had extraordinary co-hosts of mine. One of the things I love to do with everything that I do is the takeaways of the days, the things that resonated with you the most, that you feel strongly about or strongly against or strongly for. That's God telling you, hey, elevate your awareness to this. And so I love to have everyone, including my co-host, take away something from everything that we do to get the benefit and the value of what we do. Ladies first, Poonam Bakar, what's your takeaway of the day?
Eat healthy. Number two, we were just talking about financial literacy. And I think something from my own life experience, looking at my parents and just hearing all the stories that we forget, is a lot of immigrant parents that come in, that is their mentality to save. They don't have the financial literacy, and the kids of those parents learn the financial literacy as they grow older. And I'm still finding out things I wish I knew a long time ago. So I think it's the knowledge of finances, even though many of us are afraid of it. And number two, just looking at what we eat, because it's all intertwined in how we show up and what we do every single day.
So smart. I love it. Double B, Bart Berkey and Poonam, where can people reach you, by the way?
Emotionallysafe.com. Or if you're interested in donating to Cozy Wheels, my wheelchair blanket, cozywheels.com.
Beautiful. Double B, what do you got for me?
Yeah, I just think that my takeaway is that make things easy for yourself. If it's easy to open up a can, it's easy to open up a box, try to do something that's healthier yet is still easy. And maybe that's meal prep, and maybe have a meal prep party with friends and you all are making healthy meals for the week. And I would say find happiness in things other than food, because you can open up something, you can eat a cookie, you can eat a candy bar. It's going to give you an immediate happiness feeling, but 20 minutes later, it's going to make you sad. Imagine if you spend 10 minutes walking or 10 minutes meditating. It's going to make you feel better longer. So find happiness in things other than food. Find comfort in things other than food. And to find me, mostpeopledon't.com. Anyone can email me, of course. Coaching, keynote speaking, sales and service training.
So smart. Again, you guys are making me look terrific. I want to tell you, thank you so much for your time. My takeaway is about asking for help. It comes to me so often, and I'm blessed to have so many different people in our lives as we're here at the Masters. And I'm thinking about the people that asked me for help to come here, and the people that are here that are asking me for help. And my entire family's down here. And those three words just have so much power. And so, especially with our health, we need advocates, we need support, we need mentorship and teachers. And guys, there's so much data out there, and there are affordable ways to be healthy and to diminish and dissolve the disease, financial, mental, physical, spiritual disease that we put ourselves into. So ask for help is my takeaway, especially with the things that are most important to you in your divine direction. I'm blessed to have two great people in my life that are willing to help me and co-host this show. I am in gratitude with both of you. I must be doing something right to have you as co-hosts and friends and family of mine. Bart Berkey, Poonam Bukar, don't make me cry, but I love you both. Thank you for joining
Love
me.
you too.
Love
Bless
you,
you.
Dave.
Thank you.
All righty. Well, just real quick as a review, we are here at Augusta, and we will be at the Aspire Business Tour next week. Come and join us. Gary V, myself, the Sharks, Andrew Cordell was mentioned as well, Pace Morby, whatever it is, come and see us there. Then we will be in LA twice, once for a content mastermind. I think Poonam will be speaking there. And we have a longevity and stem cell mastermind in SoFi Stadium as well. And then New York, come and see us there. That's how you get to 200 cities a year, is you got to keep moving and grooving. Ask for help. Come and join us. Most people don't ask for help, but you can. If you want to be informed and invited, we have a text community that will inform and invite you. The area code's 949-298's the next three numbers. The last four numbers, 2905. That's 949-298-2905. Email me, david@dmeltzer.com, if you want to join us in the 200 cities. Remember, we do a car wash with everything else. So here at the Masters Mastermind, we have interviews, speeches, holding court, meetups, and of course, a VIP dinner for charity. Come and join us, david@dmeltzer.com. Most importantly, remember, be more interested than interesting. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds.